Welcome to Career Stimuli, the channel designed to activate your career potential and sharpen your job interview performance. My name is Njabulo, and today's video is a 15-minute advanced professional interview masterclass focused on the 15 toughest, most challenging, and most common forklift driver interview questions and answers. This is not surface-level advice. This video is a strategic, deeply informative, storytelling-based script that explains why each question is asked, what employers are really testing, and how to deliver high-impact, professional, jargon-rich answers that position you as a resourceful, detail-oriented, resilient, results-driven logistics professional. Before we begin, please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit the notification button so you stay connected to powerful career content right here on Career Stimuli. Watch this video until the end, because every section builds on the last. Let's jump in. Question 1. Tell me about yourself. Why recruiters ask this job interview question? This is a classic icebreaker question. It's designed to evaluate communication structure, professionalism, self-awareness, and relevance. Employers ask this question because they want to see if you can tell a clear story that connects your education, experience, skills, and work ethic to the role of a forklift driver. How to solve this question? To answer this question successfully, you need to structure your answer into present capability, past experience, and future value to the employer. Advanced example answer: thank you to give me time to introduce myself. I am Njabulo, a certified forklift driver with a strong educational foundation in workplace safety and materials handling, supported by hands-on experience in warehouse and logistics operations. I am resourceful, detail-oriented, and known for my professionalism and strong work ethic. I consistently demonstrate effective communication, active listening, and emotional intelligence when working with cross-functional teams. I take initiative, manage time efficiently, adapt quickly to operational changes, and maintain accountability in high-pressure environments. I am resilient, solutions-oriented, and committed to continuous improvement. That a brilliant example answer of a forklift driver for a job interview question. Tell me about yourself. Question 2. Why do you want to work for this company? Why recruiters ask this job interview question? This question tests motivation, research, and cultural alignment. Employers want forklift drivers who are goal-oriented, dependable, and invested. How to solve this question? To have a clear understanding of a company you applied for, you need to research the company before interview so that you can align your values with their mission during job interview. Advanced example answer: I want to work for this company because of its strong reputation for operational excellence, safety leadership, and employee development. I align with organizations that value accountability, teamwork, and continuous improvement. My proactive work style, adaptability, and commitment to professionalism fit well with a results-driven environment where quality and efficiency matter. That a brilliant example answer of a forklift driver for a job interview question: why you want to work for this company. Question 3. What certifications or education do you have? Why recruiters ask this job interview question? This question validates technical competence and compliance. How to solve this question? In your answer, clearly state certifications and show commitment to learning. Advanced example answer: I hold valid forklift certification and have completed formal education in occupational health and safety principles. I continuously update my knowledge through refresher training, policy reviews, and on-the-job learning. I am a fast learner with a growth mindset, ensuring compliance with evolving safety standards and operational requirements. This is a most convenient example answer of a forklift driver for a job interview question: what certifications or education do you have? Question 4. How do you ensure safety on the job? Why recruiters ask this job interview question? This question assesses risk awareness, decision-making, and accountability. How to solve this question? In your answer, connect safety to behavior, discipline, and leadership role. Advanced example answer: I ensure safety through pre-operational inspections, strict adherence to standard operation procedures, and constant situational awareness. I use effective communication, active listening, and attention to detail to prevent incidents. I take collective ownership of safety, proactively identify hazards, and demonstrate leadership by leading through example. That a brilliant example answer of a forklift driver for a job interview question, how you ensure safety on the job. Question 5. Describe a time you handled a difficult situation. Why recruiters ask this job interview question? The interviewers ask this question because they want to evaluate problem-solving skills, emotional intelligence, and resilience. How to solve this question? To answer this question successfully, use structured storytelling and focus on excellent outcomes such as safety and quality. Advanced example answer. I once managed a situation involving tight deadlines and limited resources. I applied critical thinking, time management, and collaboration to prioritize tasks and communicate clearly with stakeholders. By remaining calm, adaptable, and solutions-oriented, the team met objectives without compromising safety or quality. That a brilliant example answer of a forklift driver for a job interview question. Describe a time you handled a difficult situation. Question 6. How do you manage time during busy shifts? Why recruiters ask this job interview question? This job interview question helped the interviewers measure organizational skills and work efficiency. How to solve this question? To answer this question successfully, you need to demonstrate systems you use to manage during peak hours, not just telling the interviewers you working on a speed alone. Advanced example answer. I manage time during busy shifts by planning tasks in advance, prioritizing high-risk or time-sensitive work, and staying flexible when conditions change. I focus on what has the biggest impact first while keeping communication clear with the team. For example, during a busy year-end period, we had a high volume of incoming goods and a shortage of forklift operators. I reorganized tasks, prioritized critical offloading, and adjusted the workflow. As a result, the truck was unloaded successfully, and all items were put away on time despite the constraints. That a brilliant example answer of a forklift driver for a job interview question. How do you manage time during busy shifts? Question 7. How do you work within a team? Why recruiters ask this job interview question? This question assesses teamwork, collaboration, and interpersonal skills. How to solve this question? In your answer, emphasize collaboration over individual performance. Advanced example answer. I see teamwork as a shared commitment to achieving goals through collaboration, trust, and clear communication. When working within a team, I focus on being reliable, open, and supportive. I actively listen to different perspectives, contribute ideas thoughtfully, and adapt my approach based on the needs of the group. I believe strong communication is the foundation of effective teamwork, so I make an effort to keep everyone aligned by clarifying expectations and sharing updates proactively. At the same time, I value empathy and respect, especially when team members have different working styles or viewpoints. When challenges or disagreements arise, I approach them constructively by focusing on the issue rather than the individual. I aim to understand all perspectives, encourage open dialogue, and work towards solutions that benefit the team as a whole. Overall, I measure my success not just by my individual performance, but by how well the team functions and delivers results. I believe that synergy, collective ownership, and mutual accountability lead to sustainable success within a team and across departments. That a brilliant example answer of a forklift driver for a job interview question. How do you work within a team? Question 8. How do you handle conflict at work? Why recruiters ask this job interview question? Conflicts are common in a workplace, so the recruiting team asks this question because they want to examine conflict resolution and professionalism in a workplace. How to solve this question? To answer this question successfully, in your answer, you need to show maturity and communication strength you use to resolve conflicts within workplace and/or among the coworkers. Advanced example answer. I handle conflict at work by staying calm, respectful, and focused on solutions. I listen carefully to understand the other person's perspective and communicate clearly without letting emotions take over. My goal is always to resolve the issue in a way that supports teamwork, safety, and productivity. For example, if a coworker and I disagree on task priorities, I discuss the issue openly, listen to their concerns, and suggest a practical compromise or involve a supervisor if needed. This approach helps prevent tension and keeps work moving efficiently. The handling of conflicts have different approach, but an example above is brilliant because it using a structure needed to answer this question. Question 9. What motivates you as a forklift driver? Why recruiters ask this job interview question? The interviewers ask this question to test the self-motivation and work ethic. How to solve this question? To answer this question successfully, you need to link motivation to purpose and performance. Advanced example answer: I am motivated by working in a safe, well-organized warehouse and knowing my role directly supports smooth operations. As a forklift driver, I take pride in accuracy, safety, and efficiency, and in being someone the team can rely on. Achieving daily targets, avoiding incidents, and continuously improving my skills keep me focused and engaged. For example, when we have tight dispatch deadlines, I stay motivated by safely moving loads on time and helping the team meet targets without errors or damage. Seeing operations run smoothly because of my contribution gives me strong job satisfaction. That a brilliant example answer of a forklift driver for a job interview question. What motivates you as a forklift driver? Question 10. How do you communicate in a busy warehouse? Why recruiters ask this job interview question? The interviewers ask this question because they want to evaluate communication clarity and safety awareness. How to solve this question? To answer this question successfully, tie communication directly to risk reduction. Advanced example answer: in a busy warehouse, I communicate clearly and efficiently to maintain safety and productivity. I use standard hand signals, concise verbal instructions, and confirm understanding through active listening. I stay aware of my surroundings and coordinate closely with team members and supervisors, which helps prevent mistakes, reduce risks, and keep operations running smoothly. For example, during peak loading times, I use clear hand signals and short, direct instructions when working around forklifts. I confirm details such as load numbers or locations by repeating them back to the team. This clear communication helps avoid confusion, prevents accidents, and keeps the workflow efficient. That a brilliant example answer of a forklift driver for a job interview question. How do you communicate in a busy warehouse? Question 11. Describe a mistake you made and how you handled it. Why recruiters ask this job interview question? The recruiting panel asks this question because they want to test accountability and learning mindset from you. How to solve this question successfully? In answering this question, you need to describe mistake, own, and end by highlighting what you erudite. Advanced example answer: I once made an error when placing a load in the wrong location during a busy shift. As soon as I noticed the mistake, I stopped the operation, reported it to my supervisor, and corrected it following safety procedures. Afterward, I reflected on what caused the error, improved my checking process, and added an extra verification step to prevent it from happening again. Boom, you see what you did here? You described mistake, own, and end by highlighting what you erudite. Question 12. How do you adapt to change? Why recruiters ask this job interview question? The recruiting team asks this job interview question because they want to measure your adaptability and resilience to a new environment. How to solve this question? To answer this job interview question, you need to show that you comfort with growth and learning in a new environment. Advanced example answer: I adapt quickly to a new environment by maintaining a flexible mindset, learning new procedures, and staying solutions-oriented. For example, when a new inventory system was introduced, I quickly learned the updated procedures, practiced using the system during shifts, and asked for clarification when needed. By adapting early, I was able to maintain accuracy and help my team transition smoothly without disrupting daily operations. Change management is part of operational excellence. Boom, you see what you did here? You didn't just talk the talk, you walked a walk. You turned toxic environment into productive work environment. Question 13. How do you ensure accuracy and attention to detail? Why recruiters ask this job interview question? Warehouse is a huge environment which include coming in and going out of materials. Therefore, accuracy and attention to detail is crucial. So, the interviewers ask this question because they want to evaluate precision and accountability. How to solve this question? To answer this question successfully, you need to explain systems you use to ensure accuracy and attention to detail, not just personality alone. Advanced example answer: to ensure accuracy and strong attention to detail, I rely on structured processes and consistent checks. I use checklists, follow standard procedures, and double-check incoming and outgoing materials during receiving, put away, and dispatch. I also stay focused and organized, which helps me catch errors early, reduce mistakes, and maintain a safe and efficient work environment. For example, when receiving inventory in a warehouse, I verify the delivery against the packing list, count the items carefully, and inspect them for damage before signing off. During put away, I confirm the correct location and label the items properly. Before dispatch, I double-check quantities and documentation to ensure everything is accurate and ready to ship. Boom, what you did here, able to tell the interviewers you approached to use for accurate job and provided the practical scenario. Question 14. How do you handle feedback? Why recruiters ask this job interview question? The recruiting team asks this question how you handle feedback because they want to assess coachability and professionalism. How to solve this question? To answer this question successfully, you need to show openness and humility. Advanced example answer. I see feedback as an opportunity to grow and improve. When I receive feedback, I listen carefully without becoming defensive and make sure I fully understand the perspective being shared. I take time to reflect on it objectively, identify actionable steps, and apply the improvements as quickly as possible. This approach helps me continuously develop my skills and deliver better results. That a brilliant example answers on a job interview question. How do you handle feedback? Question 15. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Why recruiters ask this job interview question? The interviewers ask this job interview question because they want to measure your ambition and leadership potential. How to solve this question? To answer this question successfully, you need to align ambition with company growth. Advanced example answer. In 5 years' time, I see myself as a highly trusted, experienced professional who has grown into a leadership and mentoring role while remaining operationally strong. I aim to support people management, coaching, and performance excellence by leading through example, sharing best practices, and helping teams work safely and efficiently. I am committed to continuous learning, developing my technical and interpersonal skills, and adding long-term value to the organization through accountability, professionalism, and consistent results.